Okay, we are כ"א, פסוק ג' עשות צדקה ומשפט. נבחר לשם מזבח, doing צדקה and משפט, okay? Act of kindness and being just is chosen, is the desire, is a choice from of Hashem, and it's greater than, he prefers this than mizabah, from a korban. The Gaon says, he brings a pasuk in Shmuel. הנה שמוע מזבח טוב. Okay? You're better off listening, yeah, than bringing a nice sacrifice. And then he brings another pasuk in Yirmiyah that once again that says the same thing. That Akadosh Yirmiyahu is complaining to the Bnei Israel. We know that at the time there was a mahloket between Malchut and Kehuna. The Kohanim didn't respect the king, and the king didn't respect the Kohanim. And everybody was Oved Avodah Zarah. Yes. And the big mistake is that they thought that since the Bet HaMikdash is Kayam, right? So that means HaKadosh Baruch Hu is happy, right? Because if he wasn't happy, he would have destroyed the Bet HaMikdash, but he didn't. So he's happy. So it's okay to do Avodah Zarah as long as you bring your korbanot and you pay your dues. Yes. That was the mentality at the time of Yirmiyah, before the Hurban. Yes, that's the last, that was the behavior and the hashkafa of the Bnei Israel mamash before the Churban. And Yirmiyah cries about it and screams about it. And that's what the Nevi'im, Yehezkel, and all the Nevi'im, they cry about that. Okay, they cry about that. And the Bnei Israel were comfortable. They said, listen, you can do Avodah Zarah, you can be Mishtachav el Baal, etc. As long as you bring your korban to the Beit HaMikdash, you're good. So says Shlomo HaMelech, in order not to fall into that hashkafa, into that mentality, the mentality of sinning and paying a due in order to kivyachol, to waive the sin. Yes, this hashkafa is not so foreign to us neither. Huh? Okay, at the time it was avodah zarah, but today is something else. Yes, you have people that are mehalili Shabbat. You have people that they steal. People that they do the wrong things, and then they go and they give a big tzedakah, or they do a thing, and they think that because they did an act of chesed, right? They brought a korban kivyachol, right? So that waves, that erases the problem of the sin. It's the conscience that is twisted. Yes, because the conscience feels bad. It doesn't feel bad because of the understanding of the problem. It feels bad because it knows that it has that the person has to do, could do better. Okay. So they say, okay, בסדר, do avodah zarah, bring my korban ושלום על ישראל. Comes Shlomo HaMelech and warns us. ושמרו דרך השם לעשות צדקה ומשפט. You want to keep the path of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you have to do tzedakah u'mishpat. So we see that what? That the tzedakah and the mishpat, like Shlomo HaMelech says, nivhar Lashem is what the davar bahir. That's the choice. That's the prime choice of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. And that's what also Yirmiyah says. "Ayitalel chacham b'chokhmato." The problem, yes, don't pride yourself because you're a chacham, or don't pride yourself because you're strong. You know when you be what you can be you priding yourself of haskel v'yado oti, to know me, to understand what I'm expecting from you. כי אני השם עושה חסד ומשפט צדקה ומשפט וצדקה בארץ. כי באלה חפצתי נאום השם, says Shlomo, says Yirmiyahu. Hashem says, I don't care about your chokhmah, I don't care about your gevurah. Like, don't think it's all yours, because at the end I gave it to you. You're saying that because you have big chidushim, so you're worthy of kavod. Ma pitam, ma pitam. If you have chacham, it's because I give you the chokhmah. You think that you're a gibor, you're a powerful man. Who gave you power? I gave you power. You think you're wealthy? I gave you the wealth. So what right does it give you to edge, yes, and take advantage of that koach and attribute it to you? The only thing you can be proud of is the work that you do to get to know me for what I want. Not from who I am, because we don't know who he is, but from what I want, what I expect from you. Because says Hashem, אני Hashem עושה חסד ומשפט וצדקה. I do chesed, I'm just, and I do tzedakah. And that's exactly what I want. That's what I'm expecting from you. So says the Gaon, based on that pasuk, and the pasuk in Yirmiyah, HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from us three things. He wants chesed, he wants mishpat, and tzedakah. So he said, how do you do those three? HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself does chesed, HaKadosh Baruch Hu himself does mishpat and tzedakah. How does that translate into our actions? So he says, it's interesting that you have a parallelism also in the korbanot that align with chesed, mishpat, and tzedakah. You have neder, if a person makes a neder, nedava, like we saw in Parashat Teruma, asher yidevenu libo, right? Out of your free, you want to give something out of your free will, and tzedakah, right? And toda mechila, and korban toda. You bring a korban of to thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Okay? So neder, nedava, and toda. So he says like this. Yes, people at the time, or people think that you can pay those three types of contributions through korbanot. Okay. So the neder, right? When you make, why a person makes a neder? A person makes a neder to take away the doubt that maybe the action will be accomplished, right? That's why a person makes a neder, right? He promises that he's going to do something, so his promise is validating that the action will happen. So there's no longer any doubt that maybe it won't happen. That's the neder. That's mishpat. That's justice. That's bringing clarity. Tzedakah. How does a person give tzedakah? What is tzedakah? The nedava, says the Gaon. Nedava. Nedava is to do something from your own will. Leshem shamayim, without any obligation. That's nedava. Nediv lev. Doing something from your kind heart without any obligations. Hesed, Korban Todah is going to get the Hesed, which is basically showing appreciation for the Chesed HaKadosh Baruch Hu does to a person. Okay? So again, Neder is Mishpat. Tzedakah, Nedava, Hesed, Todah. Okay? So basically, Shlomo HaMelech says like this. If you use and you make a neder, instead of a korban neder, but you make a neder, yes, to yourself, or to be regimented and to do things and to do things right, and basically follow through your what you say you're going to do, right? Lema'ase is Baruch Omer ve'oseh. When you say something, you do it. Yes. That's lechara. That's like a neder, right? Today we're very scared of nedarim, yes, because we know that lo alenu, a person that doesn't do a neder has catastrophic, repercussions. Okay, like we know, like the Gemara brings, but the concept of neder is what to give value and honor the commitment that a person makes when he says he's going to do something. So to be honest with yourself and value your engagements. Number one. Number two, the tzedakah. The tzedakah is what? The tzedakah is to be engaged in doing things from your free will, not because there's any obligations, not because it's kispe maaser, not because you have to give tzedakah. Tzedakah is an obligation to give. The tzedakah is not an obligation, right? Uh, so it's to develop that sensitivity, yes, to want to be kind and do chasadim out of goodwill. And chesed it's done al yedei hakarat hatov to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. When you do an act of chesed, yes, to someone else, you're basically telling HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you for doing chesed with me. So and therefore I am also showing that appreciation by doing chasadim myself. This is how a person, says the Gaon, according to this pasuk in Shlomo HaMelech, can protect himself from the twisted mind, yes, of thinking that a person can sin and then just pay his due and think that he can get away with it. Any question on this pasuk? Ken? בסדר? So again, value and honor your words. Do chesed or acts of kindness out of your goodwill, not for any other alternative motive, not because of the ego, not because of the kavod, not because of what you can get out of it, not because you're obligated. And show appreciation to Hashem for what He does to you by emulating His chesed and doing it yourself with others. And that doesn't fall into the category of nedava, because you're doing it because you want to say todah. It's different, right? So it's different when you do something out of your goodwill, yes. Asher yidevenu libo, divlev, then expressing Akarat Tov towards HaKadosh Baruch Hu by emulating his behavior of chesed. Okay? The Gaon adds one more category that are not usually benefiting the Bnei Israel, which are the Korban Olah. The Olot, right, are Korbanot that are burned completely. Okay? And he wants to say that's referring to Da'at Elokim that Yirmiyahu, that Hosea and Yirmiyahu both bring in their own terminologies. And Da'at Elokim is the Yedi'at Hashem. By knowing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, by developing the Da'at Elokim, yes, like we know what Da'at Elokim is by now, yes, by developing that Da'at, yes, that's as if you brought Olot to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Korban Olah. Okay? Now, when you think about it, how these 3 or 4 behaviors protect you from the mistake that the Bnei Israel did, or that we still do today, you know, and of thinking we can bribe the system. So, number 1, the neder. Neder is to honor your word. When you give true value and respect to words that you say, then that will create a chashivut, an importance in the koach hadibur. That you don't speak stam, that you don't speak stam. And if you don't speak stam, if you don't speak nonsense, then you know that whatever comes out of your mouth is ruach memalela. Yes? Is the spirit, the divine spirit. And that should put in perspective, yes, the importance of the neshama that resides within the body of a person, and push away the sheker of bribery and avodah zarah, like they did. So too, when it comes to tzedakah, nedava is to do something as of the goodwill. Yes. Now, if you want to do something good, מכוח הלב שלך, your heart will be sensitive to the cause. And if you're sensitive to a cause, the פשטות של הדברים is that you'll right away know if there's emet in that cause or sheker. You cannot be sensitive to a cause that is not true. נכון? That, by the way, that we see that in tzedakah. Yes. If you feel that there's some sketch and there's something not real in the tzedakah, you have a hard time, giving or getting. Okay. If you see that a leader is the shakran, or he has alternative motives, it's very hard to connect to that person. So the cause of nedivat lev is to go to awake from within a desire to help, but you're only going to do it if the cause is emet. So once again, you attach to the midat emet that will put in perspective the sheker of bribery and the sheker of avodah zarah. And pashut, that chesed is the same thing, which is the chesed is an extension of hakarat tov. How can you be makir todah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, right? And do avodah zarah, or try to bribe him? How can you bribe HaKadosh Baruch Hu if you really makir todah? It doesn't work. So these 3 hanagot, these are 3 behaviors, and kamuvan pashut da'at elokim, if it's olot, like it's written in Hosea, right? That is the same thing. Da'at is midat emet, right? The differentiation between emet and sheker. So the chut meshulash, what connects the common denominator between all 3 or 4 behaviors are one. Yes, the engagement to the midat emet. So when you look for the emet in your behavior, That's how you protect yourself from the mistakes that the Bnei Israel did. At the time of the second Bet HaMikdash that led to the Churban. I say it's the first Bet HaMikdash, but in both, Yirmiyah is the first Bet HaMikdash. Yes, clear. Pasuk Dalet. Rum Einayim. Somebody that has high eyes, like he looks at you from high. Urhav lev, and a large heart. Ner reshaim hatat. It's the light of the reshaim that is sinful, that brings the sin. So this lashon, we know it from where? From Pirkei Avot. Okay. שלושה דברים בין תלמידיו של אברהם אבינו, the difference between the תלמידים of אברהם אבינו and the תלמידים of בלעם הרשע. Right? If you recall, עין רעה, the תלמידים of בלעם הרשע, they have a bad eye. רוח גבוהה, they have a high spirit, they harm themselves. ונפש רחבה, they have a big, which is what? קנאה, תאווה, and כבוד. Right? Jealousy, desire, and ego. So rum einayim, look at someone from high. Okay? That's ruach gevoa. That's the ego. Yeah, when somebody has an ego, he thinks he's always on top of everyone. Rehav lev, that's the ta'ava. Ner reshaim, he says that's the ayin ra'ah, which is the kin'ah. Says Shlomo HaMelech, interestingly enough, yes, you have to be careful from these three bad traits, because that's what takes you away from the derech of Avraham Avinu and puts you on the path of Bil'am HaRasha. Ego, jealousy, and ta'avot. And that's what takes away a person down and spoil his life. And let's see, are these three aligned with what we learned, the three midot and hagot that we learned in Pasuk Gimel? So we have Mishpat, Nedava, and Chesed, right? And Todah. So להגיד תודה, זה פשוט, that it goes to with jealousy. Yes? Somebody that's jealous can never say thank you. Why is he jealous? Because he doesn't know how to appreciate what he has. That's why he's jealous. He's focused on someone else. But if he was satisfied with what he had and he knew how to say thank you for what he had, then he wouldn't be jealous. That's the kin'ah. Ayin ra'ah. Ayin ra'ah זה כנגד החסד. זה פשוט גם כן. When a bad eye, I think everything, the bad in everybody. How can you do chesed? How can you do chesed with somebody around you if all you see is bad? And nefesh rechava, ego, כן? זה כנגד המשפט. You think instead of being just and honest, yes, You do your own justice. That's ego. Ego is your own justice. It's like like you're the center of everything. You deserve everything. כן? זה הכבוד. So essentially, what if we aligned these concepts, we see that if you want to break the ego, the kavod, you have to be just. Okay? You have to value your word. If you want to overcome ayn ra'ah, כן? do chesed b'mikir tova. Say todah to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you want, right, to take away the kin'ah, we said kin'ah already, no? We said kavod, ego, okay? Kavod and ego is the same. Okay, we said kavod, which is the gava. Then we have ta'ava and kin'ah, right? The ta'ava is the ta'ava, right? Is the nidava, right? But when you're nediv lev, that you think about the other, נכון? And you don't think about yourself, which is the ta'ava. And the kin'ah, the jealousy, is the chesed, the akir todah. Okay? These are the three. Good? So by working on these midot tovot, you push away those midot ra'ot. And Bil'am was the biggest Baal Mechashef, right? He was the biggest black magic guy, meaning he was the essence of the Tum'ah, the essence of Avodah Zarah. So that's how you push away the Avodah Zarah. That's how you push away the behavior that makes you think you can bribe the system. You can, with korbanot. What did Bil'am bring at the end when he met Balak? Mizbehot, right? All he didn't bring korbanot, thinking that by bringing korbanot, he can sway HaKadosh Baruch Hu's behavior. He can bring anger upon Am Yisrael. Okay? So says yes.
But why, if he did the wrong things, Hashem granted him with a nevuah?
Well, very good. So the Chachamim saying the Midrash so that the Goyim cannot say, okay, you only gave nevuah to the Bnei Israel, you never gave nevuah to us. If you would have given us nevuah, we would have also been serving you the same way. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu had to find someone that he can give him a nevuah at the level of kimat at the level of Moshe Rabbeinu. Okay? Now, the difference between the two is that Moshe nichnas lifnai v'lipnim could go in and out on his own, where Bil'am was only receiving information. Okay, receiving information. Yada da'at Elokim. He knew he was a big chacham. Bil'am, he was not a tipesh. Ze le'umat ze asa Elokim. Yes, you can gain power also from the tum'ah. Yes.
How?
What do you mean? How? You have kochot kedusha and kochot tum'ah. Yes. The void.
You can use the kochot of tum'ah to influence.
Betach you can. That's called kishufim, black magic, and that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes. So למעשה, those two pesukim, Shlomo HaMelech, or according to the Gaon, comes to in those two pesukim to create an awareness of the mistake that led the Bnei Israel to fail in the Avodat Hashem, and that falls back to the Braita in Pirkei Avot, right? That tells us what were the sins or the flaws of Bilam Rasha. And comes Shlomo Melech to tell you if you don't want to fall short and you don't want to make a mistake, then that's how you develop, yes, a midah that will protect you from the bad midot of Bilam.
Rabbi, can you go over that last? There was a part before about aligning the concepts. So, and I
Yes.
lost. So I think it was if you want to break ego, I think you explained then value your word.
Nachon.
Okay. If we want to break ayin
That's
hara,
neder.
that which is okay, which is neder. Okay, which is
Or mishpat, neder and mishpat, right? That's the alignment.
if we break ayin hara, we say to break the ayin hara, we say thank you to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Is that correct?
That's the ayin, not ayin hara. Ayin ra'a is different.
Ayin hara, right. Sorry.
Ayin
Ayin
ra'a
hara.
is again chesed and toda.
Say thank you and do chesed. Okay, and then
להכיר תודה to HaKadosh Baruch Hu by saying הכרת הטוב, right? Those HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yes.
and then to remove the desire,
תאווה.
the ta'ava. What do we do on that one?
Okay. That's the tzedakah. That's that we said. That's the nedava. To be kind, to have a kind heart, right? It means going out of your selfishness to care from somebody else. What is ta'ava? Ta'ava is selfishness. It's thinking about yourself, only your needs.
Wait, is that ga'ava or chesed?
What?
Kindness.
No. Again, you're getting confused here, Brian. Again, what do you mean gava and chesed?
What
The
was the last thing?
neder.
What was the last
What?
thing you just said? What was the last thing you just said to Dan?
That's tzedakah and nedava. Tzedakah and nedava takes away the problem of ta'ava.
Tzedakah and nedava.
The tzedakah, the tzedek that we talk in the pasuk. Also tzedakah mishpat. Tzedakah says the Gaon, you do tzedakah. What is the definition of tzedakah here? Is by doing a nedava. What is nedava? Nedava is to do an act
An
of kindness
act of
that
kindness.
without any obligation.
Without expecting anything in return.
Also, and not any obligation.
Right.
And that's how you break the ta'ava. Because what is ta'ava? Ta'ava is selfishness, right? For being focused only on yourself. So by being sensitive about others and doing acts of kindness towards others without anything in return or without being obligated, that's how you break the selfishness that develops the ta'ava.
Got it.
And good?
Got it. Yeah.
And that's neged ayin ra'ah, ruach gevuah, and nefesh rechava. Kin'at, ta'ava, and kavod. Yes? Yes or no? I got you? Okay. Well, maybe we hold here. Let me see. Maybe we will hold here because then he's talking about עניין בלימוד, כוח הלימוד. טוב. Yeah, I think we did better as yeah, I think it's better. Okay, we're gonna hold here. We did Pasuk Dalet. Just finished Pasuk Dalet. Gimel and Dalet. What's interesting here is that you know you don't have to fight the bad midah. Instead, you have to enhance the good one. And if you know how to enhance the good midah, that's your shield of protection. By default, you push back. And that's your insurance policy not to fall into that dimion, into that thought that maybe you can bribe the system, which led to the Hurban Bet HaMikdash. That means your own Hurban, the own destruction of the person, okay, is a result of the development of those bad midot that kick in, the kin'ah, the ta'ava, and the kavod. מוציאים את האדם מן העולם, right? They take away the person from his world, from the world. Kavanah, what does it mean? Take away a person from the world? It's a churban. That's destruction. That's destruction. So the big hidush that we learn from the Gaon here
To work on your positive.
is to focus on developing the positive midot. And you would think it's midot tzidkut, like of Hasidut, yes, but it's much more fundamental than that. To respect your word, to honor your word, neder, honor your word. Your yes should be yes, and your no should be no. And to honor the kavod of your word, to honor the fact that when you say something, it's your neshama talking. Ruach Elokah mima'al. Be engaged in doing good for no reason. Nediv lev. Awake kindness, not for no ulterior motives. And learn to be makir tova. Learn to say thank you, Hashem. Ribono Shalom, thank you, but not by jumping like a spring and say thank you, Hashem. By emulating, says the Gaon, by emulating the behavior of HaKadosh Baruch Hu in your own behavior. Do acts of kindness, of chesed, do chesed, and when you do the chesed, you say, Ribono Shel Olam, this is my way of saying thank you. How can you thank HaKadosh Baruch Hu? What can you give back to Hashem? You can give him back nothing. It's like a son. What can a son give back to his father? His father gave him life. What can he give back? The only thing he can give him back is his own success. When the father sees the son in the right path, he sees the son being successful, doing the right thing, being a good person. That's the biggest. That's how he can pay him back. So that's exactly what we do with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what the Gaon says. You want to pay back to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Do chesed like he does. And the chesed that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does is not the chesed he wants. It's the chesed we need. You understand the difference? It's not what I want. It's not what he wants. It's what I need.
Identifying what you need is.
That's the emet. That's the chesed. So that's the real chesed. When you want to do chesed with someone, it's not what the person thinks he needs or what you think he needs. It's what he really needs. It's not what makes you feel good, and it's not what makes him feel good. What does the person need? That's if you can attend that need, right? That's pure chesed. So that's how we say Toda Rabba Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's not so simple because we're always driven by our emotions, okay? In many in all of what we do, yes.
Rabbi,
Takes a lot of power.
Nachon, nachon. But that's how you build your shield of protection from Bilam. And that's how you connect your bond with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's how you build your own Bet HaMikdash. You understand? Versus destroying it. That's why you build your olam. Yes.
it's like, aren't we overlapping? One second. I don't know. I have to break the ayin ra'ah, right?
Okay, which is kin'ah.
Which is kin'ah. Okay. We have to do chesed. We say thank you to Hashem and we do chesed, right? We do chesed with others. Is that correct? And then,
No, that's
no.
nedava.
What is okay? So then to break the ayin ra'ah, which is the kin'ah, we say thank you to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. You do chesed with him. You're makir tov with him.
No, hold on. Again, we have neder, nedava, toda. Yes, neder, nedava, tova and toda are aligned with mishpat, tzedakah, and chesed. Okay, which are the tikkun, Ken, mishpat is keneged hakavod, ta'ava is keneged הנדבה, כן? And the קנאה is keneged החסד. Good?
What was the second one?
תאווה.
And it's
Ta'ava is selfishness. To break the selfishness, you do nedava, an act of kindness that has no, there's not you're not obligated by it. You don't look for anything in return. Good. The kin'ah in ayin ra is the same. If you want to be in the midot of Bilam Arasha, so Ain Ra'a, Ken, is Kin'ah. Ruach Gavoa is Kavod, and Nefesh Rehava is Ta'ava. Now you have it all categorized.
yes, but the nedava and the chesed. What's the main
No, it's a difference.
What's the difference?
Chesed,
Yes.
le'akir todat. How do you say thank you to HaKadosh Baruch Hu? By emulating his behavior of kindness, of chesed. Nedava is not emulating nothing. It's not to say thank you HaKadosh Baruch Hu. It's to do an act of chesed, an act of kindness. Yes.
Yeah.
Without any obligations of anything in attending, waiting, expecting anything in return. That's nediv lev.
And you're doing both of these hasadim. You're doing both of these acts to ben adam lechavero, to emulate Hashem, or you're doing them back to Hashem.
No, to ben adam lachavero.
So can you give me, just so I understand, what is the difference between chesed and what's the difference between the first case and the second case? What is the difference?
Nedava is to help someone not expecting anything in return, right? And for no reason. Not because to say toda, no, it's being sensitive, it's awakening a level of sensitivity in your heart to care for someone, okay? With zero expectation, no motive, no mathematics behind it. Chesed, when you're developing a midat chesed, okay, to show Hakadosh Baruch Hu that you're makir tova. Hakadosh Baruch Hu, you do good to me, okay, I'm gonna do also good to others, okay, to show, to say thank you to you. That's my way of saying thank you to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Again,
So that really you could do the same act, but it's the intent behind it.
yes.
It's the same act, but what's the intent? Either you're doing it because stam, I want to do it for no
No,
other
the
reason.
nedava is to work the muscle of sensitivity. Okay. Chesed is hakarat hatov. You're becoming the extension of the hand of Hakadosh Baruch Hu. That's lakir todah to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. To say tayah for the chesed Hashem does with you, right? Nedava is to work the muscle of sensitivity, or to show that your sensitivity to develop that sensitivity for nothing in return.
It appears to be the same act, but it's very different.
Correct. The dry act can be exactly the same.
Right. That's
Yes?
what it is.
Yes.
But
The outcome is the same. It's what's in your. It's what's your
that's
intent.
right. What you work
Incredible.
inside.
Incredible.
Amazing. It's beautiful.
Okay. Chesed elyon.
Wow. And by focusing on the good, like we said, focusing on the good midah, you break the bad one.
That's how you shield yourself a protection from the bad. Exactly. Breaking it, pushing it away, annulling it.
Didn't we say the best thing that we could ever do for Hashem is to learn Torah Lishma, to say I'm doing this for you for no other pure reason?
That's different. Here, that's different. We're not saying that's the best. We're saying that this is how you're makir todah to Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Yes, but that also the best thing you can do is learn Torah for Hakadosh Baruch Hu. Torah Chesed al Leshona. If it's Torah Chesed, okay. Okay. Here, there's it could be your Chesed can also be Limud Torah. Okay? If you teach Torah, and to show HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and you do chesed with your time and with your intelligence and with your chokhmah and teach others, that's Torah chesed. That's hakarat hatov to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's showing HaKadosh Baruch Hu here. You teach me and I teach others. Yeah?
Incredible.
Beautiful.
Incredible.
Tov. That's after the Gilgulei Shelek. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Why 84 versus, I don't know.